Alright, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It is Apocalypse, it's 6,000 points, and it'll be the forces of the Imperium making a heroic defence against the onslaught of a Chaos and Traitor Guard army. So we're fighting out across this ruined Imperial city, but a strong defensive network has been set up, and that is where the Imperial forces will deploy, hoping to stop the Chaos forces from breaking in and winning the day. So 6,000 points here. Looking forward to this one. The storyline continues on from the previous Apocalypse battle report, and it'll be across this ruined city here that the forces of Chaos and the Imperium will fight to the death. So at no man's land here, this is where the Imperial forces are expecting the attack, and then back in this direction over here, this is where the Imperial forces will deploy. A strong defensive network has been set up to try and stop the Chaos tide as it arrives. So defensive line running along here, anti-aircraft gun, flak gun just deployed at the back, arms and ammunition stored there as well. An Imperial bastion, nice strong defensive building there for the Imperial forces to use. Coming across, firing step here along this part of the defensive line. Flak tower, flak gun just there, another one just here as well, and then another one on top of this Imperial firebase. A nice long line of defence for the Imperial forces to man as they try and stop the Chaos tide from advancing. Sandbags just here as well, marking the end of this Imperial defensive line. Always wanted to do one of these attack and defense games. So more of an attack came from the Imperial forces in the previous Apocalypse game, but now the role has swapped around. Chaos is on the move, and the Imperial forces have had to go on the defensive. Right, so welcome to the 6,000 point Apocalypse game. It is the forces of the Imperium. It's a Space Marine alliance, so Ultramarines, Imperial Fists, and then Loyalist Imperial Guard as well will be fighting in this heroic defence of the line, and they will be up against the forces of Chaos and Traitor Guard as well. But James is going to be running Ultramarines here. It's roughly 3,000 points, including a Titan as well. So he's going to run through his list now. This is my Apocalypse Ultramarines force, led by the one and only Cato Sakaris, which is this guy here, and he has the Rights of War Warlord trait, which basically gives all my Ultramarines leadership 10, and he's going to give his special ability, Tank Hunter, to one of the tactical squads, which I'll show you in a few moments time. But anyway, he has a bodyguard of Stern Guard,
veteran sergeant, power fist. One of them is equipped with a combi melter gun. The rest are equipped with special ammunition. Second in command of the Ultramarines force is the chaplain in Terminator armour. He's just basically got Storm Bolter and Power Maul, and Sergeant with the Terminators, Power Sword, Cyclone Missile Launcher and Chain Fist. I paid the extra points for, and the rest are equipped with Power Fists and Storm Bolters. I have 3 Vindicators, no upgrades, just as they are. I have a Predator Annihilator with Sponson las cannons, twin link las cannon, and Storm Bolter, the extra 10 points.
That formation?
Yeah, it's not in a squadron, they're just individual, but they can still do their special. Yeah, there's a lot. Okay. Apocalyptic Blast. I have a Dreadnought here at 120 points, Assault Cannon and Heavy Flamer, and Power Claw. I have an Ironclad Dreadnought. It's equipped with a Heavy Flamer, Melter Gun, Seismic Hammer, 2 Hunter Killer Missiles, and the Fragmentation Launchers, the Ironclad. I have 3 Tactical Squads. Tactical Squad number 4 is equipped with a Melter Gun and Heavy Bolter. Second Tactical Squad, which is Tactical Squad number 5, which we've given Tank Hunter, thanks to Sakaris' special rule. In his Tactical Squad I've got a Plasma Gun and Las Cannon. And Tactical Squad number 6, this squad has a Flamer and a Plasma Cannon. I have a fast attack choice. I have a veteran sergeant with the Assault Marines. He's got an Eviscerator, and the other Marine's got a plasma pistol and a flamer, and the rest are equipped with chainsaws and bolt pistols. And each of the tactical squads has dedicated transports, which is rhinos. And last but not least, for my Ultramarines force is the Warhound Titan. Today we're going to equip it with the Plasma Blast Gun and the Vulcan Mega Bolter.
Right, so that's James's army. A few new units he's recently been painting. The Assault Marines, freshly done. Nice to see them being used. And then good to see the Titan back. Hasn't died yet in the game? No. Well, okay. Well, there's always a first for everything. You might see it die in this game. We'll see. But nice to see the boys in blue here being used in this Apocalypse game. We'll see if they can hold the line in their sector. Right, and here's my Imperial Fists to aid and to stand by shoulder to shoulder with the Ultramarines. So I'm Mastery Level 2 Librarian as the HQ. It's 1850 point list I'm running here. Then Chaplain Titus with the Primarch's Wrath. Upgrade for him. 5 Terminators, Sergeant with Power Sword, and then an Assault Cannon. Centurions, twin link las cannons, missile launchers for them. Then flyers here, 2 Storm Talons with Skyhammer missile launchers and twin linked assault cannons. 3 tactical squads, they're all armed the same, inside rhinos. Plasma gun for each of them, and then also a las cannon. Yeah, then a squadron of 3 land speeders. 2 of them have Typhoon missile launchers and multi-melter, and the other one has 2 multi-melters. And then finally a hunter there to provide a bit of anti-aircraft support. So that's the Imperial Fists there. Nice combination of colours there, the blue and the yellow, and good to see them fighting. If anyone needs to fight chaos and they need help, then the Imperial Fists are always ready and willing to lend a hand. Right, then we've got a loyalist band here of Imperial Guard. Not all of James's regiment's gone corrupt. Apparently, that's what he's telling us. There are elements of his Imperial Guard regiment that has remained loyal to the Emperor. They better be. They have to behave themselves because they'll be fighting alongside Imperial Fists, and Imperial Fists don't take any nonsense when it comes to dabbling with chaos. But this is James's list here. It's only 1,000 points, just a small contingent, but they're here to help and to build up the points to 6,000. James is going to run through what he's got here.
Right, this is my 1,000 points loyalist force. Leading the task force is this captain here, company captain. His squad has got a regimental standard, Vox Caster, heavy flamer, and a medipack. I have 3 veteran squads. What you see is what you get. the leader of the squad, has got a plasma pistol, Voxcaster, and 3 melter guns. And in this squad here,
Carapace?
no carapace, no. This squad here is equipped with a power sword, bolt pistol. I beg your pardon, this guy has a power sword as well. So what you see is literally what they've got. So anyway, we've got a Voxcaster and 3 plasma guns in this squad. And in this squad I have power sword, las pistol, Voxcaster, 3 sniper rifles or long lases in that squad, 2 Lehman Russes with whole mounted las cannon, 2 Sponson heavy bolters, and a Valkyrie Vendetta as air support. That is my task force.
Right, so that's James's 1,000 points of guard, just to build up the numbers here. That makes 6,000 points, give or take a few points there, but 6,000 points here to face the Chaos Onslaught. Right, so Chaos are back here for another instalment of Apocalypse. Tristan Whitehead, mostly his collection here. James Imperial is down, some of his models are being used as well. They're going to combine together in this scenario.
Hello and welcome to 5,000 points of Chaos Space Marines. We're using Black Legion here today. So starting off, we've got Lucius Eternal with 5 Noise Marines. At the back, we've got 5 Bikers, Marcus Slanesh, Icon of Excess, 2 Melter Guns, Melt Bombs on the Champion, and you've got a level 3 Sorcerer there. He's going to be rolling on Telepathy. We've got another level 3 Unmarked Sorcerer with 3 Nurgle Obliterators. He's also level 3. Moving down, we've got 2 squads of Noise Marines with a mix of Blast Masters and Sonic Blasters, all with Icon of Excess on both squads. At the front here, we've got Abaddon the Despoiler, who is the Army Warlord. He's got a unmarked Chaos Lord with him, with a Power Maul and a Power Axe. And we've got 10 of his personal bodyguard called the Bringers of Despair, so that's +1 weapon skill and ballistic skill to his Terminators. Behind the Noise Marines, you've got 2 Rhinos as transport, 2 Dakar Predators with autocannons, heavy bolters, havoc launchers, and warp flame gargoyles. Then we've got Be'lakor the Dark Master. He should be pretty fun, everyone knows about him. We've got 2 Land Raiders at the back with Dozer Blade, Dirge Caster, warp flame gargoyles, and they're both standard loadouts on those. We've got a big squad of Chaos Space Marines. It's 15 strong. The Champion's got a Power Fist. There's a Flamer and Melter Gun in there. They've got Icon of Wrath and their Marker Corn. They're led by Fabius Bile and Huron Blackheart. At the back, you've got 10 more Chaos Space Marines, Marcus Slanesh, Icon of Excess, double Plasma Gun, and a Power Sword on the Champion. At the back, we've got James's Renegade Knight with double battle Gatling Cannon on it. And then next to him, we've got a Knight Lancer who's going to become the Apocalypse allies to that Chaos detachment.
Yes, just to clarify, that's James Otero's. That's his model is put together there. Very nice, but it'll be fighting on the side of Chaos here. Is it painted up as Renegade, that one? It is Renegade, okay. And then the Knight Lancer as well. Never before seen on the channel, but from what I've heard, it's pretty good. So that's 5,000 points of Chaos. And then just to bolt onto them, 1,000 points of Renegade Guard. These are the ones that have betrayed their regiment. Unit of conscripts there, 20 of them. Platoon command, and then 2 units of regular guardsmen with grenade launchers and Vox casters. Then 1 Punisher, Lehman Russ tank with Sponson heavy bolters, and then a Renegade Baneblade as well. So that in total makes up 6,000 points here to play in this Apocalypse game. Not the biggest Apocalypse army that we've seen, but full of characters and nastiness, and some very high-powered units indeed. Whenever there's the opportunity to slaughter Space Marines, all these Chaos characters have started turning up to pile in this fight. So that is the forces of Chaos here who will take on the Imperium in this game. Right, so the scenario will partly revolve around this Primaris Psyche here. James's Guard regiment at the moment stands divided, partly loyalist, and then a part of it has turned Renegade as well. It's not the entire regiment, James is telling us, haven't gone completely over to Chaos, but there's a split has occurred, and James is blaming this Primaris Psyche here as the instigator behind this heresy. Now, he is under house arrest, The Imperial forces will be holding on to this objective here, this Primaris Psyker. He's of high value, so the Chaos forces have the incentive to try and capture him if they can, so that he can further the rebellion in amongst the Imperial ranks. And then the Imperial forces, they want to hang on to this Primaris Psyker here, so he can be questioned and interrogated further. So this scenario will partly revolve around him. There's also be objectives for breaking into this Imperial defence as well. So points available for capturing the Primaris Psyker. So 4 points for him. He's a high value objective. So 4 points if the Imperial hold him. If the forces of the Imperium hold him. 4 points if Chaos capture him. And then no points if he dies for anybody. That may become an option later on. Then points for objectives, just to spread the game across this Imperial defensive line. So the forces of Chaos must attack, they have to advance, they have to be aggressive, and then the forces of the Imperium have to defend themselves and defend these objectives. So these objectives are marked by canisters. They're going to have a random value. We'll roll those up just as the game begins, just to show you where they're marked. On the table, there's one just here on the right-hand flank here of the Imperial position, one just there at the foot of the bastion. Then there's another one just here. There's 6 in total. Just we spread them all the way across the battle line. There's one here at the foot of the statue, and then there's one there just by the lamppost, and then the final objective is just resting on the corner of the sandbag emplacement there. That just means there should be a nice spread of play, because we want to see an attack and a defence on a wide front in this scenario. So objectives to capture, it's a twofold aspect to this game. The forces of Chaos trying to break in and smash the Imperial line, but also there is a bounty on this Primaris Psyker's head as well. So Imperial forces are going to deploy 18 inches in, so they're quite deep into the table. So there'll be not too much of a gap between them and the forces of Chaos when they arrive on the table. Chaos forces will arrive on turn 1. They will automatically go first in this game, and they'll come on from the table edge. That will just mean that there'll be a masked deployment. They'll not see how they're deployed. The Chaos players will get to choose where they come on, depending on the value of these objectives and what their overall plan is. And they're going to get the first strike here by going first as well, so some advantages there for the Chaos players. So 18 inches in, just continuing on along this line, and because we've put the objectives, some of them right near the front, it means that the Imperial forces will have to deploy right up to that line. So it's going to be a bold defence from them, and they have to maintain these areas on the table because the objectives are there, and that should mean a nice strong stand being made and a fight to the bitter end to control these valuable objectives. The Primaris Psyker is under arrest and he's in the bunker, so that's where he'll be placed. So this will be an area of interest definitely for the Imperial forces to try and defend, and probably a focal point for the Chaos forces to attack as well. So up at this side of the table, this is where the forces of Chaos and Renegade Guard will arrive from. So they'll come straight onto the table edge on turn 1. So they'll get that 6-inch move or further, depending on what units they are, as they make this advance and attack. They've got some terrain here. There's some open areas, but also some ruins for them to use for cover as well. Right, so the scene is set here. Chaos forces ready to arrive on the table on turn 1. So we're going to go into deployment now and deploy all of the Imperial forces, leaving any reserves off table. But the Imperial forces can deploy, and then once they're deployed, then they can await the first turn where Chaos will go first. Okay, so Imperial forces have deployed. Imperial Fists will take the left-hand flank. They've been assigned to protect the left here. So combat squads, 2 of them just in the sandbag emplacement there, with plasma guns and sergeants with them. Las cannon team here, and on the second level, a regular bolter combat squad here. They've been joined by the librarian. They're going to man the flak gun. Terminators just in front of them. Chaplain Titus has joined them. 2 rhinos guarding the flank, or the opening, just on the left. Another rhino just there. Hunter just here at the back. Land speeders out of sight just at the back here. Another combat squad with las cannon, plasma gun, and sergeant there manning the flak gun just there. And then Centurion Devastators sitting on top of one of the canister objectives just there. That's Imperial Fists. Then in between the Imperial Fists and the Guard, Imperial Fists still suspect the Imperial Guard force here, so we've had to use Ultramarines to keep them apart from each other. James taking the centre here with his Ultramarines, combat squad just there, Predator Annihilator on the left, and then combat squads inside their Rhinos, Heavy Bolter in this one, Plasma Cannon in this one. Then 2 combat squads manning the frontline defence. Stern Guard inside the bunker here. They've been joined by Captain Kato Sicarius, who is just there. And then combat squad inside the Rhino here with laser cannon, plasma gun. 2 dreadnoughts. They've been given the duty to protect the Titan, who is behind the bunker, trying to gain a bit of cover. Then inside the bunker, there's the Primaris Psyker. A company commander is looking after him under house arrest. And then Matt Reeves is down here today. He's going to join in the Apocalypse game. He's been assigned to run the 1,000 points of Imperial Guard. So the right flank is his responsibility, plus the part of the bunker by the looks of it. Yeah, then veteran squad here. A couple of snipers taking up position in amongst that squad on the very top. And then coming down, veteran squad here and here. And then the company command taking up position at the back and manning the flak gun. And then 2 Lehman Russes just anchoring the extreme right-hand side to provide some long-range fire support. A little bit worried about the right-hand flank. Doesn't seem to be as strong as other parts of the defence. And plus, they're manned by an Imperial Guard regiment that has doubts cast over it with all these renegades. But we'll see how well the right-hand flank holds as the Chaos forces advance. Then reserves, deep striking with the Terminators, deep striking with the Assault Marines. Then Vindicators coming on from reserve, Valkyrie Vendetta coming on from reserve. These guys are inside their Rhinos, and then the 2 Storm Talons coming on from reserve as well. So then reserves, turn 1, the flyers will come on for the Imperial forces, and then turn 2, everything else will turn up automatically. Right, so values of the objectives here. 3 points for this one, just about to start. 2 points for this one, and then across here, 2 points for this one. 4 points for the one in the centre, so interesting how important the middle will play in this game. Just 1 point for this one here, and then 3 points here. So the flanks have a high value in this scenario, plus dead centre as well. So we'll see what approach the forces of Chaos and Traitor Guard take to this attack. So the forces are set here. We're ready to go on to the first turn of the game. It will be Chaos first. Here we go. We're going to see their advance on to the table. Right, so on turn 1 movement here. Tristan and James Otero starting to bring their units on. Just wondering, James, whose side you're on? You've got guard on either side of the table. He is loyalist.
I am loyalist.
Right, he's
no debate.
No debate. He's declaring loyalist here. So he's gone with the loyalist faction of his regiment and will set about a purge of the regiment to clear out all heresy. Okay, right. So that's the idea, at least. That's what he's saying. Imperial Fists still at this end of the table. No way are we going to trust. Once you've dabbled, then that's corruption forever as far as the Imperial Fists are concerned. So they'll have nothing to do with the Imperial Guard regiment. A little bit more sympathy here from the Ultramarines. But James, I think, still under suspicion to some degree. Right, just on the terrain features here, the 2 bunkers will carry a 3+ save, so the firebase here is a 3+, 3+ for the bastion, and then the defence line is made up of all different barricades. It's just a standard 4+. Wherever that defence line runs along, it is a 4+ cover save all the way along there, and I'm sure the Imperial forces will be glad to be hiding behind that. Slay the Warlord is available, Sicarius is just there, and then Abaddon is the Warlord for the Forces of Chaos. Alright, so turn 1 here, Chaos just finishing off some of their movement here, but Abaddon has turned up on the flank of the Imperial Fists, so he is just there. He's with this Terminator unit. Is that all one big unit? Yeah. Oh dear, it's going to take a while for our rhinos to shoot through. And then Fabius Bar, Huron Blackheart, here as well, in with this unit that's flanked as well, and then the Renegade Knight has turned up here, so a strong presence here on the table from the Forces of Chaos on the right-hand side, on their right-hand side. Limros Traitor Punisher just there, Bikes behind, Bellacor's just here. Then in front the 2 Hellhounds, then behind them the 2 Predators. Land Raid here, what's inside there? Just Noise Marines inside that one? Yeah, Noise Marines inside there. Conscripts, Traitor Conscripts, and Guard units moving up behind. Run moves already been done for these. The 2 Rhinos, Chaos Rhinos just there. Another Guard unit there. Land Raider here with Noise Marines inside. Chaos Space Marines inside that one. Okay. And then just Noise Marines inside both of those. And then on the left, the Baneblade has arrived, and then also the Traitor Knight Lancer as well. And then just to mention, in amongst the Imperial forces there, the Obliterators have turned up with a Chaos Sorcerer to lay down some firepower against the Titan. We haven't seen James's Titan die yet in a game. Will it happen in this game? We'll have to see. There is every chance. And we're just wondering what the rules are and how good this Knight Lance is. We've heard it's very good. We'll have to see what it does in this game. If it survives, I wonder if it can make it to the Imperial line. So that's movement done. I'm going to go on to the Psychic phase now. A lot of Psychers on the table for Chaos here. We'll see what powers they can manifest. Alright, so Psychic phase done here. Invisibility cast on the Terminators of Abaddon. That's bad news for the Imperial Fists. They appeared and then disappeared. And then possession power used here, it wasn't stopped, and a bloodthirst of unfettered fury has materialised, and the Chaos Sorcerer has been taken off. So another monster has been added to the attack just there. Then coming across, Prescience and Perfect Timing cast over here, which is ignores cover and then twin link rerolls to hit. So pretty impressive Psychic phase here. Massive pool of dice the Chaos players have been able to use here. So that Psychic phase done. On to shooting next for them on turn 1. This is their chance to get first strike here, to try and weaken this defence on the first turn, and to try and start this campaign of breaking in to this defensive line. It's scary what's going on here at the moment. Strange powers being manifested all across the table, and then we're bracing obliterators for this incoming firepower as well. So turn 1 shooting coming up next. Right, so in the middle of shooting phase here, we're just going to film this bit. The Obliterators using melters, they're within 6, are going to try and shoot through the Titan here. Now, he has lost a Void Shield already, so 1 Void Shield remains. So remember, twin link to hit, 3 shots, 2 hits at least, a reroll is a 2. Just 2 gone through. They were hoping for 3. Right, so there's an Armour 12 Void Shield first of all. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a glance just about. So Void Shield down.
And then 6, armour 13, 14. That'll do it.
6 and 8 is 17. Yes, it's gone through.
Plus 2.
Yes, we roll a result.
a 5 or a 6.
A 1. No, just a whole point. Could have been a lot worse, but just seeing how much damage could have been done there by the multi-melter hits coming through. Scary moment there for the Titan. Right then, just the rest of the shooting's finished now. So guardsman being brought down here. He's laying down. Is that pinned?
Yeah, they're pinned.
Pinned as well. Okay. I think this is firepower coming in from the Baneblade coming through. Knight Lancer has done his flanking speed manoeuvre where he's got an extra 16 inches, so closing in fast with him. Titan's looking this way. He needs to look to his right. There's a Lancer sneaking round. Then we saw the multi-melter fire coming through there. Leman Russes are intact. No damage on the Dreadnoughts. Then coming across here, the battle line seems to have held. A whole point taken here, and Stormbolter, weapon destroyed, is it on there? Yeah, that was fire from autocannon fire from the Predators. Okay, the Land Raiders, this one here, and then this one over here. They fired at the Titan. Cover save here. The bunker providing decent cover, 3+, but one of the shots got through and took down a void shield. So the void shields are down at the moment on the Titan. But only one hull point taken from him, so he's still in good working order. Then across here, some horrendous damage taking place against the Imperial Fists. Top level combat squad gone. This squad here passing morale after they lost 3. Their laser cannon brought down. Combat squad here wiped out. And then this combat squad, just the sergeant and plasma gun left. That was fire from all of these Chaos Terminators and Chaos Space Marines. And then the Renegade Knight firing through, mashing up some of the Imperial Fist Marines as well. I think actually half of them are gone already in turn 1. This area is in trouble. This 3-point objective may not be held for too long by the Imperial forces. So that's about it. The Hellhounds firing forward, contributing with their firepower as well. And then the Predators at the back. So that's turn 1 shooting done. Terrible casualties taken on the left-hand flank for the Imperial Fists. In the centre, pretty strong still with the Ultramarines. Not many casualties on them at all. Scary moment for the Titan, but holds, but void shields down. And then casualties coming in on the guard. And the Knight Lancer moving in nice and quick. That marks the end of the first turn. There's no assaults. The Imperial forces can now see where the forces of Chaos have turned up, and we have a chance to try and respond to them. So we're going to go on to the first turn now for the Imperial forces coming up next. Bit of air power to arrive for them as well. Right, so moving for the Imperial forces here, Imperial Fist Rhino moving around, squad jumping inside, trying to jump in there for safety and to let off a volley from that plasma gun. Right then, flyers coming on for the Imperial forces, the two Storm Talons here heading on this direction to hopefully take on some Chaos Space Marines there. Holding the line with the Chaplain and Terminators manning the gun here, but this objective does look in trouble. Rhino pulling back and lining itself up along next to the Hunter. Hunter shifted across a few inches as well. Holding position here with this combat squad and Rhino just shifting to the right a little with the Ultramarine combat squad, just to provide a better field of fire over towards the Renegade Knight over there for the Centurion Devastators. Land Speeders have shifted across 12 inches in this direction just to lend some fire support, maybe go after the conscripts over there. Predator in position, holding the line here. Titan holding position as well. Vendetta's turned up and is headed straight towards the Knight Lancer, and then Liam Russ one inside the compound and then one to the right hand side of that, and then Dreadnoughts on guard duty like bulldogs moving in towards the obliterators there. So that is the movement phase done. We'll go on to the psychic phase next for the Imperial forces on turn 1. Alright, so psychic phase done. It's a shame here, trying to cast invisibility. The Librarians joined the Terminator unit and the Chaplain there. Tried to cast invisibility, went off on 3, but 18 dice to block it, and it was blocked. So real suppression here of our psychic powers here for the Imperial forces. Invisibility, a brilliant power, but just unable to manifest it with the sheer weight of chaos psychic presence on the table. So psychic phase done. We may well find ourselves suppressed every turn here for the Imperial forces, which is a shame, but that's just the overwhelming might of the chaos here in this scenario. So we'll go on to shooting phase next for the Imperial forces on turn 1. Alright, so the Titan's going to fire here. Avenger.
No, Vulcan Megabolt.
Vulcan Megabolter is going to fire at the Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury over the other side there. So 15 shots. Unleash the Emperor's might.
Unleash hell.
Freeze. Not bad.
Bad.
This is AP free. I reckon they're gonna jink.
Yeah.
They'll jink. How many wounds does this foul beast have?
6.
6. Okay. Might not do it. We'll check here. We'll check how many wounds it has, but James is going to roll up his wounds. 4 plus 3. So they can jink on a 4 plus.
I don't know how many wounds it's got.
Falls to jink. Jinks all 3 of them. No, don't need to look up the wounds here. No damage. Not a scratch from the Titan. Oh dear. So disappointing there from the Titan. Perhaps distracted by other events going on across the battlefield, we'll see. But we'll get the rest of the shooting done for the Imperial forces here. Hopefully it'll be more impressive. Right, so continuing on with the shooting phase here, pretty good from the two Storm Talons firing down and bringing down quite a few of the Chaos Space Marines just there. It was good shooting. One killed from a plasma gun hit, but then he overheated with the rapid fire shot and died, failing an armor save there, which is a shame. So just the Sergeant on his own inside that. And then fired the Sky Spear missile launcher. Snap firing against the Imperial Knight here, the Renegade Knight, and missed. So that missile is now tracking for next time around. Then the Marines here manning the flak gun here. Then this flak gun here as well, firing through at the Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury. 1 wound taken there. James Otero failing an armor save with him. Then the Centurion Devastators firing through, trying to take out the Imperial Knight. Just 1 whole point taken in total. James Otero blocking a number with his invuln save of 4 plus. There was firepower also coming in against that from the Predator Annihilator, trying to chip away, but that shield proving good protection for the Imperial Knight. Only 1 whole point taken in total, so it's a handy unit to have, quite durable, which is good to have in games of Apocalypse. Land Speeders fired their missile launchers there with the frag option and took out 4 of the conscripts there in the distance. Laser cannon firing through over at the land raider, no damage done as well. It's all gone quiet here because the shooting's finished, so we'll just summarise what else has happened. We saw this one fire. Plasma blast cannon, where did that go?
That caused 2 hull points over there.
Oh, right, 2 hull points here.
Penetrating here.
Okay, on those 2 vehicles. Yeah, so immobilised on this Predator and then hull point here, glancing hit on the front Hellhound. Not particularly devastated from the Titan, relying on his firepower to try and help us, but not too impressive, so not too good. The Knight Lancer still stands. It's taken a hull point. Who caused that?
One of them did.
One of the...
I think one of the last comes from the belt.
Okay, yeah, Vendetta. Okay, causing a hull point there. It's just the hull point coming in there from the Vendetta. Melter guns firing here, no damage done from them. Lehman Russes, no damage from them. But Obliterator's reduced down. Sorcerer on a wound. That was plasma cannon fire firing through the gap from there. This squad here firing through as well. And then James's Stern Guard veterans in the bunker releasing some firepower against them, and also the Dreadnoughts firing, preparing to assault as well. We reckon that is shooting phase finished, and we are going to go on to assaults. There's a number of assaults that can take place, so we'll go on to those now, roll those up and get Overwatch resolved as well. Okay, so combat's going ahead here. This Dreadnought failed to make it in, but this one did. No Overwatch from them, slow and purposeful, so the Ironclad has made it in. That's his job, to guard the Titan, so that's what he's been assigned to do, that's what he's doing. And this guard squad here, passing a fear test, moving out of their cover to charge in to the Knight Lancer just there. We'll get these 2 combats resolved. Alright, so 5 hits here with the Dreadnought, just jumping into this combat here as he fights against the Obliterators and Sorcerer. So I take it on 2s to wound.
2 to wound AP1.
Alright, so roll those up.
Wound AP1 to the Seismic Hammer.
Seismic Hammer here. There's a double 1, but 3 wounds have gone through. Okay, Tristan rolling invulns here. Fouled 1, fouled 2. Could be trouble here. Yeah, just hit strength 10 here. So Obliterator is still alive.
Yep.
Okay, and then this Sorcerer's dead. Alright, so pretty good result there from the Dreadnought. Tristan fighting back here, Power Fists, and
1 hit.
it's got 1 hit.
Nothing.
Nothing on 1. So melee continues there. A morale test now? Okay, let him do morale. Lost by 2. 7. Yeah, less 2 is 7. 7 he needed, 7 he got. So the melee will continue on there, but just 1 Obliterator left. Sorcerer is dead. Then combat resolved just here. 8 guardsmen killed, 4 stabbed, 4 stomped. And then the last 2 ran and then were stomped on as well. They're gone. Consolidating inch there with the Knight Lancer. He doesn't take any mucking about, that's for sure. He just wiped out that unit. Hardly knew they were there, just smeared them across the board. That is the end of the turn. It ends with a slaughter there from the Knight Lancer, who's prepared to move out. I wonder where he's going to go next. We'll have to see. We're going to go on to the second turn now for the Forces of Chaos as their attack continues. It's going well for them at the moment. They're dominating the table. See how far they can press on with their assault all across the board. Right, so on the move here with the Forces of Chaos, their movements started. It's quite a visual feast, this one, and some new units being used in this Apocalypse game. Particular attention here to this Knight Lancer, very nice model indeed, one of the Forge World releases. I remember seeing this one from Epic, or Titan Legion's game used to play years ago, and now it's been reproduced here for games in Warhammer 40,000. So it does, its head and shoulders above a regular Imperial Knight. Does look very impressive on the table, almost as tall as the Scout Titan here. So it'd be fascinating to see where this thing ends up, where he's going to move. Apparently has a deadly melee weapon. It'd be interesting to see how well it does in this game. I've got a feeling that Tristan will be able to use it in this game up close. Nice, tightly compacted Apocalypse game, this one, and a shorter distance between the armies, so the range being closed nice and quick. So we're looking for an up close and personal game here as the Imperial or Chaos forces close in fast, which it looks like they are. They're moving very, very quickly here indeed, so in range of some of the objectives already. Not quite panic stations here, but definitely under siege is the feeling the Imperial forces have. Guardsmen, not many here on the battlements. It looks like the way has been cleared, ready for Chaos forces to move in here. Quite strong in the centre still, but again, this flank here in jeopardy for the Imperial forces as well. So as things get more and more desperate as the game goes on, James has said his loyalty is to the loyalist Imperial Guard. He's loyal to the Emperor, but he may swap sides.
No, I'm not going to swap sides.
Oh, he's not going to swap sides. He says that here at turn 2, but you get to turn 4 maybe and he might start... no, right, he's determined to stay on the Imperial side. Imperial Fists watching him with interest. They still don't trust him. He's got to earn that trust back, I think, to be accepted by other Space Marine chapters. Right, okay, so movement for the Forces of Chaos on turn 2. Baneblade shifting to the left, pushing ahead here. Done a flat-out move here with this Land Raider. Looks like they're going for the assault to deliver those Noise Marines and Chaos Space Marines into the heart of this Imperial position. Run move has been done here by the conscripts and the Guard unit, or Traitor Guard units just behind. Taking up position here with these. Remaining stationary with these Rhinos. This Land Raider's gone flat out as well. Hellhounds moving forwards up to the tank obstacles there to lend fire support. Predators remaining stationary so they can fire at full ballistic skill. The Bloodthirst of Unfettered Fury jumping up and across. Is he jumping or is he flying?
He's jumping.
He's jumping. Okay, so still a ground target. Okay, Bellacor's gone into flight mode there. This nasty Renegade Knight has gone 12 with a foothold, a toehold there on the edge of the sandbag emplacement. Rhino's in trouble. Chaos Space Marines advancing here. Abaddon Terminators moved and have done a run move as well, pushing up around the flank here. So this objective is virtually lost. Bikers pushing ahead. Missile follows the Imperial Knight just there, and that is it. And then aggression shown by the Forces of Chaos here. It's a very strong advance from them. Confident advance. The Knight Lancer swinging around 12 inches, getting ready to go after James's Titan. It's not looking good here. The defences are being breached in a number of places. The flanks are being rolled up. This could be nasty. We're going to go on to Psychic Phase next, to the Forces of Chaos on turn 2. Right, so invisibility cast here on the Psychic Phase on Abaddon's unit again, so they become invisible. Snapshots to hit them. And 6s in combat as well, actually, so virtually impossible to deal with those nasty stuff. We tried to block that and failed, by the way, so all these other powers are going off without any resistance to them. Shrouding here on the Bloodthirst of Unfettered Fury. That'll make his Jinx save a 2+. Just tried to cast Terrify on the Centurions. That didn't go off. Just tried to cast Dominate there on the Centurion Devastators as well, but that hasn't gone off. Just tried to cast Psychic Streak on the Centurion Devastators, and that hasn't gone off. So definitely a threat there has been identified by the Forces of Chaos, but not dealing with them at the moment, at least, with Psychic powers. So that is Psychic Phase done. Just the main one there, the invisibility cast down here. So on to the shooting phase now for the Forces of Chaos on turn 2. Alright, so shooting phase, the Forces of Chaos on turn 2. Las cannon fire from the Baneblade coming through here. 2 hull points caused on this Lehman Russ. And it's a free result on there. It's a snap firing only on that Lehman Russ. That silenced him. Voxcaster killed here. Who did that? That was Heavy Bolt was on the Baneblade. Okay, fine. Then moving along here, no damage on the Titan. Not really been targeted here, although he may well be assaulted in combat. We'll have to see a bit later. And Raiders went flat out, so they couldn't shoot. A couple of Marines brought down here. Right, okay, Blastmasters firing through killed those Marines just there. Some of the Vanguard veterans brought down as well. Their morale holding. Then damage coming in here. Hull point here. Hull point here. Hull point here as well. This is Baneblade main battle cannon firing through. Past 2 cover saves here though with the land speeders, no damage done on them. One of the Centurion Devastators brought down. That was fire from the Renegade Knight. Then the second one fired through and forced a jink here, but no damage done there on the Storm Talon. Other Storm Talon crash and burn. That was brought down actually by the Punisher tank, getting a load of snapfire hits. Then hull point caused here, that was from a crack grenade. This Terminator Lord is actually separate from the Terminator units getting ready to charge as well. Bikes turbo boosting into the compounds there. They are in, and that is about it. The 2 Hellhounds firing through here, no wounds caused against the Centurion Devastators and Marines just there. So that's shooting phase done. Pretty good. Softening up the Imperial targets. Marines dropping all over the place. Loads of Imperial Fist Space Marines gone. It's actually only 6 6, 7, 8 of them left on the board, and guardsmen being slaughtered over here as well. We're going to go on to assaults next. The Forces of Chaos on turn 2. Right, so charges going ahead here. Terminator Law, Chaos Space Marines charging in. Knight wanted to charge, Renegade Knight, but no room to get through that gap just there. And then the Knight Lancer at the other end has made it into combat against the Scout Titan. So we'll get these combats resolved next. Right, so Hammer of Wrath here has caused a glance already, so another hull point down. Void Shields don't help. No, oh dear. Well, it's good to keep your distance from things like these Knight Lancers. It's a lesson learnt for today. We'll see what kind of damage it does in combat. So, freeze to hit here, Tristan. How many attacks does this thing get?
4 basic and 1 on the charge.
Alright, okay, here we go. So, freeze to hit, 4 out of 5 hits coming through. And then, these are D weapon hits, are they?
Yeah.
Oh no. 6s are good. He's got a 6, 2 2s and a 3. There could be trouble. Right, so the 6 there that was rolled, the result for that is D6 plus 6 hull points going through there on that D weapon. It's utterly horrendous. That lance has gone into the side of the Scout Titan here, and probably out the other side as well. Looks like the Knight Lancer has taken this thing out in one fell swoop. Nasty stuff. 8 hull points knocked down just with that hit. That's enough to reduce it down. I have to work out the explosion here, but James's Scout Titan comes crashing down. So just 14 hull points that would have been the total. The thing's utterly horrendous. A Knight Lancer, incredible. A D weapon lance there. It's moved quickly and swiftly, and by turn 2 it's swung round and has hit this Titan in the side and has brought it down. Work out the explosion here, could be huge. We'll see. We'll let Tristan roll dice actually. I think high is good for you. That is a 6 under there.
Titanic.
It is, right, Titanic. Here we go, we'll have to figure this out. Could be messy. So it's utterly horrendous here. Titanic explosion. Sicarius is there, remember, so this could be big trouble here. It's an utterly humongous explosion has taken place as this Titan comes crashing down. This is a real... The heart's been ripped out, this Imperial force here. Alright, so resolve the explosion there. The Titan's actually toppled this way and gone off table. It was a large scatter that went in this direction, so we've left on some of the wreckage at the edge, but it's actually been stabbed in the side and then killed over to its left and gone off the table like that. Just consolidation move done there with the Knight Lancer. It's free to move off. Oh no, it will be Imperial turn next, so might be able to get a bit of revenge against this thing, but look at it as it dominates the table here. It has flanked the Space Marines and Imperial Guard force here, sneaked around, taken out the Titan, and still only 1 hull point down. So there it is. It's slain the Titan. It lays destroyed before it. Alright, so the rest of the combat's resolved there, consolidating with the Dreadnought here after destroying the Obliterators. That frees up that Dreadnought. That's quite crucial as we head into the second turn for the Imperial forces. And then across here, Rhino destroyed and pinned here with the Sergeant who survived, didn't take a wound. So that is the turn finished. The Titanic explosion here, an absolutely huge detonation has taken place across here as this Knight Lancer's broken in and destroyed the Titan. It's not going well for the forces of the Imperium as they try and desperately cling on to this defensive network. We're going to head on to the second turn for them. What can they do? The situation looks so desperate, but they will fight back. The cry for the Emperor is heard as they try and pull themselves together to fight back against this Chaos onslaught. Very aggressive attack from them we've seen so far. It's paying off at the moment. They're breaking in all across the battle line and still with plenty more to deliver. We'll see what the Ultramarines, Imperial Fists and the Loyalist Imperial Guard can do. Their turn 2 coming up next. the formation here of the Vindicators has turned up, coming on here to lend some fire support to try and save this flank from collapsing in. Pinned here with the Sergeant just there, manning the flak gun with the lone Marine. 2 Marines that were just down there are on the run, and then to cover them, Chaplain Titus, joined by the Librarian and the lone Terminator Sergeant, are moving down to try and take on the Chaos Bikers just there. Holding here with this combat squad, holding here with the Hunter and the Rhino. Predator holding position. Centurions shifting along to their right. Rhino just tucking in here onto the objective. Combat squad shifting along to their right. Land speeders passing dangerous terrain and have swooped in to ambush the Land Raider just there. A nice plumb target for them. Combat squads just shifting to their right along the barricade. And then these combat squads, these Rhinos really taking a hammering. They're just holding their position just there. Cato Sicarius shifting along the bunker, remaining cool and calm after he's just watched the Titan fall down, but still holding there in the bunker. There he is. There's the asset to capture. 4 points worth here. There he is, still secure. For now, at least, the 2 dreadnoughts working together are closing in on the Knight Lancer and then holding position here with the Guard, the Loyalist Guard detachment. Valkyries swung around and moved off in this direction, and the Terminators, you can see them over there, they've deep striked in. Tried to land at the rear armour of the Baneblade, but have shifted across to the left just there. Assault Marines as well have turned up and have landed just there. So that is turn 2 movement finished. On to psychic phase next. The Librarian is preparing to use his psychic powers. Bit of a headache today with all this psychic presence, the chaos presence on the table. He'll try his best to try and manifest something. Alright, so psychic phase done nice and quick. Tried to roll invisibility and failed. Only had 3 dice this turn after rolling a 1. So no, didn't go off at all. That's psychic phase finished. On to shooting phase next on turn 2 for the forces of the Imperium. Right, so I'm going to commence the shooting here with these land speeders. Going to fire all 5 of the multi-melters. 3s for hits, 3 misses. Oh, wait for it. Now don't give up yet. Keep going. Here we go. First one coming through. That is a penetrating hit, just about. And the next one, 10 plus 8, 18. 2 penetrating hits, plus 2 on the result. Becomes a 6 and a 3, so not quite enough to detonate this thing. The Land Raider survives. Missiles, try and get some glancing hits here. 3 hits, 6s are good. Triple 5, would you believe it? Not quite enough. That's 3 13s there. Not enough to break through the armor 14. That's a disappointment. Land Raider survives. I'm going to try and finish it off here. Twinning las cannons from the Centurion Devastators. 2 hits, that's good. Strength 9. That's a glance, and then we'll reroll here for Tank Busters. Another glance is enough to wreck it. Well done. Thanks to the Centurion Devastators. Alright, so Land Raider destroyed here. Tristan's just going to disembark with his squad. It took a lot of effort to crack open that thing. We'll see if we can soften up the units as they get out. But a lot of firepower is needed to crack open that armor 14 for 4 hull points, but done it just about. We'll go on to the rest of the shooting now on turn 2. Alright, so shooting phase finished. Terminators firing here caused a glance on the Baneblade. Then coming down here, 2 plasma hits caused glancing hits there. That was fire from the veteran squad that's just tucked in here. One of them gave their life in the cause. It overheated as he fired and died. Dreadnoughts, no damage from them against the Knight Lancer. This one fired.
Vendetta popped the Rhino.
Right, okay. Vendetta over here destroyed the Rhino.
Battle Cannon killed 1 Noise Marine.
Okay, Battle Cannon killed a Noise Marine.
And Sniper killed another.
And Sniper killed another. Okay, that's the Noise Marines that are just over there behind the building. Then down here, we saw the firepower from the Imperial Fist just about taking out the Land Raider. None of the Noise Marines killed. And just looking around here, yes, the conscripts are wiped out by flamer and bolt pistols from the assault squad that's just landed. Then Predator Annihilator here firing through, causing damage on the Hellhound, and then the ACAT gun just here did the final amount of damage, destroying that Hellhound that's gone up in smoke. Alright, this heavy bolter here caused 2 wounds, failing, so it must have been double 1 rolled. It was double 1 on a jink there, failed. Thanks to the snap firing heavy bolter. So that's 3 wounds on him in total. Then firing the flak gun here. We fired it at one of the Hellhounds, no damage, and that is about Launch the Sky Spear missile launcher. It did hit Be'lakor here, but passed a jinx save. On the previous turn, firing the missile actually weren't allowed to track the Imperial Knight there, so we've taken that marker off. It fired, but this round it's fired at Be'lakor and done no damage. Then fire here. We fired the large blast markers individually, didn't go for the apocalyptic blast. They fired through, causing some damage. Champions died here. Successful lookout sirs for him, and then a number of these Chaos Space Marines brought down, some damage coming through. Fearless though, they'll not run. One of the shots clipping the Imperial Knight, failing shield save there, and a glancing hit coming through. So, or a penetrating hit, that results in a hull point. I think that's it, all the shooting done. Not too bad from the Imperial forces. I think what's crucial now will be combats to see if these dreadnoughts can finish off this Knight Lance. It will be a bit of revenge, a bit of satisfaction for the Imperial army here to have its revenge against this Knight Lance. We'll see what happens. Going to go on to assaults now on turn 2 for the Imperial forces. All right, so assaults here. The Terminator Sergeant, Chaplain Titus and the Librarian have charged into the bikes, no damage from Overwatch. And then across here the two Dreadnoughts have made it in. So resolve these combats now. Crucial one here coming up next. Right, so simultaneous.
Hammer of Wrath can't penetrate.
Okay.
6 against 13.
Let James go first here, see if he can do any damage. Apparently he needs 5s to hit, just with the -1 to hit with that caused by that shield. One of the Imperial players has moved away, doesn't want to watch this take place. That's Matt Reeves has moved on. Oh.
3 hits.
3 hits, needing 5s. Well done.
You can watch now.
Okay. This is it. Could the Dreadnoughts... Can the Dreadnoughts bring this thing down?
Strength 10, AP 1. So...
Double 6, 2 penetrating hits.
So you've got 2 invulns to make.
Oh, he does get an invuln. 6 and a 4. What does he need?
5 plus.
His 5 ones goes through. Oh, dear. He gets an invuln in combat as well.
5 or a 6. It's D3 hull points. 6.
Gets a 6.
It's D3 hull points.
5 or 6 is gone. Ah, 3. 2 hull points. Almost killed it, but it is still alive.
Still got 1.
He's still got 1 hull point left, but came so close to destroying that thing.
Still got 1.
Okay, so... Right, okay, so that load of attacks. I thought that was both Dreadnoughts. It's not. James still has the second Dreadnought to fight here. Just that they now get a base of 4 attacks. That's why they get so many. So 4 attacks, 1 for charging, 5 attacks. This is just need to get that 1 hull point. 5s and 6s. 2 6s, 2 5s. Right, well done. Good dice rolling, James.
Strength 10, AP 2.
The Emperor smiles upon you, brother.
So
15.
2 glance, 2 pens.
So should I roll it up?
Yeah, so 2
glance.
glance to save. Saved. Good roll. And 2 pens.
Yes!
No, it's gone through. It is dead.
And
It is dead.
Is D3. So that
We'll
would
do
be
5.
explosion.
Okay.
3 hull points. Another hull point. So doing 7 hull points.
Okay. All right. So we'll let Tristan strike back here. The Knight Lance is brought down. Incredible stuff here happening on the right-hand flank. Now, do you choose which Dreadnought you go after? Yeah, so which...
So he does 1 result at a time.
It's going after the Ironclad.
No, it's not part of a squadron. So
No, it's not a squadron here. So, 3
hits.
3 hits. Pretty good. Strength D. Ooh. Yeah, 3 penetrating hits. Dreadnought gone. The Lance goes through one of the Dreadnoughts, but their combined attacks has been enough to bring this thing down. So, okay, it does explode as well, but there's no one around that can be... Yeah, well, if it explodes enough here, can you roll a dice to see how far it goes? It might capture some of these guys here. 6 inches, yeah, it's a big blast there, big explosion. Right, so Knight Lance destroyed here, the explosion scattered onto here, wounding the flak gun, successful lookouts, so the heavy flamer, and the banner killed and gone to ground just there. So nasty stuff here, revenge taken, James's Dreadnought just consolidating to the left a few inches. So that is that combat done. Just one more combat to resolve. That's the Chaplain fighting at the other end of the table. All right, so combat resolved here. Shocking result here for the Imperial forces. The Chaplain killed, and then the Terminator Sergeant as well, just rolling loads of 1s on 2+ saves. A wound on the Librarian as well. He's held morale, done no damage in return at all. So a terrible, a woeful result there. for the Imperial Fists. So it's a sad day for them, not going so well. Their flank collapsing, they're failing in their task of holding back the forces of chaos in this sector. So that marks the end of the second turn for the Imperial forces. They've tried to strike back as best as they can. A bit of revenge here, but this flank's been decimated. The main feature here, the Titan's been destroyed. Holding in the centre as best as they can, the left-hand side being overrun by chaos at the moment. And then threats in the centre now as well. So we're going to go on to the third turn for the forces of chaos to see how well their advance continues to move ahead. Alright, so turn 3 here for the forces of chaos. Abaddon moving through with his Terminators, was pushing deeper into the Imperial compound. This unit of Chaos Space Marines, and the character here going to try and clear off the objective. The Sergeant, Imperial Fist Sergeant, is just holding that. Imperial Knight or Renegade Knight has moved up and on top of the firebase and in range to use his weapons in this direction. Jumping 12 here with the Bloodletter of Unfettered Fury. Melee continues there against the doomed Imperial Fist Librarian. Moving ahead here with the Hellhound. So aggressive movement here from the forces of chaos. Noise Marines swinging around in this direction. And then coming around here, Baneblade moving 12 inches, closing in towards the Imperial compound. And then shifting to its left, the Land Raider, keeping the Chaos Space Marines inside. Predators holding position, just ready to lay down some more covering fire. And then Guards are moving up, ready to swing around. I think they're going to try and charge the Assault Marines. Noise Marines in position just here. Guard Squad just in front. And then, oh, the turret swung round. He might try and take out Terminators with it. We'll see. We're going to go on to Psychic Phase next for the Forces of Chaos. Loads of options for them with so many Psychers on the table. Psychic Phase next. Okay, so Psychic Phase done here. Number of powers didn't go off, but Mental Fortitude here on the Guard unit that's just there. So they are fearless. And then over here, Invisibility. We tried so desperately to block it, but it did go through. The Imperial Knight has become invisible, so very hard to hit in combat and with shooting. That's Psychic Phase done. On to Shooting Phase next for the Forces of Chaos on turn 3. Alright, so Shooting Phase here, something quite important that's happened. Noise Marines firing through Blast Master rules here with these weapons, ignoring cover. Sicarius's protection is gone. They've all been killed. It's just Sicarius by himself. It's all part of a twisted, wicked plan from the Chaos players here. Now Sicarius finds himself alone, and he's being targeted by the Renegade Knight. 24 shots here at Strength 6 Rending. We could see the end of Sicarius here in a hail of bullets. But we'll roll up here. James the Terror is going to roll up. 24 shots. Freeze for hits. And he wants a nice load of Rens. James is in the bunker, at least, so he'll get a 3+ save.
2+ go to ground.
Or 2+ if he goes to ground. Are you fearless?
Nope.
Nope, so he can go to ground if he wants to. 2 Swoon 6s are good. So a fair few ones. I think James might survive this.
I'm going to go to ground.
But he's got to make a choice. Is he going to go to ground?
I'm going to stand up.
He's going to stand. Alright, so the James is going to ground. That's 9 saves to make plus the rend. It doesn't matter. It's going to roll 10 in total. He doesn't want a 1-1. Otherwise we can say goodbye to Sicarius. But he doesn't feel no pain actually. So he should be fine. He should survive. Well, there is a 1-1.
6 up, feel no pains.
5 up.
5 up, feel no pain here. James has to pass one of these. He gets 2 2s and a 4. Goodbye, Captain.
3 wounds.
Yeah, that is 3 wounds. So, yes, the 3 wounds gone through. Goodbye, Captain Cato Sicarius. The head truly has been cut off the snake here. The leader, the Warlord, is gone. So, points being picked up here. Slay the Warlord. And I've killed the Titan as well. That's 2 points, plus other points that are available for objectives. So, not looking good here. Sicarius, that is a blow to the Imperial forces, having lost their leader there in a hail of fire from this rampaging knight. Alright, so shooting phase here for the Forces of Chaos on turn 3, pretty deadly. This is a squadron here, one of the Vindicators destroyed, that was Meltify coming through. Then not killing the Marine here, they're waiting to charge into combat. One of the Marines killed just there, that was the Stubber. from the knight just firing down there. We saw his damage coming through against Cato Sicarius. Flamers coming through here, no damage. Then the Hellhound firing through, a Marine killed just up here. Then the Assault Marines, 2 of them dropped. That was firepower from the Guard squad just in the building there. 2 of them brought down. Grenade launcher firing here, pistol as well, no damage from them against the Assault Marines. So Doom Sirens being used here on the weapons from these Noise Marines. Land Speeder brought down, and a number of Marines caught in the explosions, or the blast hits there as well. They've been brought down, also ignoring cover. Then Land Raider firing through here, as well as the las cannons from the Baneblade. Immobilised, hull point here on the Dreadnought, and then in the blast from this demolisher cannon coming through, 2 of the veterans killed. The last one left of the plasma gun has broken route and is running in this direction. Baneblade firing through at the Terminator's massive scatter from that 12 inches off the table. Then Rhino destroyed here. That was fire from the Predators in the distance, and also the Punisher bringing on the last hull point there to make that a wreck. That shooting phase done. Pretty good. So now we're going to go on to assaults here. I think there's quite a few charges that can take place across the table. We'll get those rolled up next. Right, so assaults here, a fair few taking place. The Lone Sergeant here charged by this Chaos Space Marine unit. The Terminators charging in to this Vindicator squadron. Ongoing melee there with the Librarian against the bikes. The Bloodletter of Unfettered Fury has made it into contact against the Centurion Devastators. And no Overwatch allowed from them, they're slow and purposeful. Then other combats, yes, there's a few others. The Guardsman, Renegade Guard, platoon command there, and the regular squad charged in. 2 casualties from Overwatch. That was the Flamer causing that damage, and that is, they're going to charge here. Yeah, we've got one more charge actually. Noise Marine's going to try and charge the Land Speeders. 5 inches less 2 for cover, probably not enough. Nope. Okay, so that one doesn't go ahead. We'll get these other combats resolved now. Right, so combat's resolved here. Loads of the Guardsmen being brought down by the Assault Squad. They lost 2 in return, but the Guard will hold, or the Traitor Guard will hold there with their fearless ability this turn. And then other combats around here. The Devastated Centurions wiped out there by the Bloodletter of Unfettered Fury. The bikes have consolidated onto the objective there. They killed the Librarian. He's gone. So not much left for the Imperial Fists now. Pretty deadly here. Got demons breaking into the compound. This is bad situation for them. And then our reinforcements here that came on from reserve, they've been destroyed. The 2 Vindicators destroyed there by the Power Fists. The Sergeant here killed as well easily, and onto that 3-point objective there with the Chaos Space Marines. So it's going very, very well for Chaos Space Marines here. Seeing a slaughter take place. Key units, key characters being killed here. On the Space Marine side, this flank broken open, and now the centre's in jeopardy as well. We'll see if the Imperial forces can fight back. We reckon there's only about 2,000 points worth of Marines and Guard left on the table, maybe 2,500. So that just shows you how many points have been killed in just a short space of time. But we'll go on to the third turn now for the Imperial forces as they desperately fight here to cling on to this compound. Now, just talking about tactically, they're being slaughtered, but holding an objective here, holding an objective there, still holding this objective. This one's not contested, 4 points available here. The asset's not been captured or killed. This one is just been captured there, but it's only worth 1 point. And this one here is worth 3 points. So tactically speaking, as far as objectives are concerned, the Imperial forces are still winning. Well, it doesn't look that way from a visual side of things. So still to play for in this game, tactically speaking. But we'll see if things carry on the way they are. This position here, this fortification looks set to be overrun by this incredible surge here. This bold surge, confident attack here from the forces of chaos. They've done very well so far. But Imperial Guard and Space Marine turn 3 coming up next. Right, so movement here for the Imperial forces on turn 3. Surging ahead here, 6 inches. Just trying to get a good angle up against the Noise Marines there with the Lehman Russ. And coming along here, stuck here with the immobilized Dreadnought, holding here with the Guard squad as they protect the asset, just there, the primary Psyker. Holding here with these combat squads inside their Rhinos. We have issued a retreat here for the Imperial Fists, pulling back here with the Rhino and with the Hunter. Tried to move the land speeders, one of them's got stuck on the ramparts just there, the others moved off 12 and turned around just there. A lone Marine just tucking into the corner there near the objective, holding onto this flak gun here with this Marine, holding here with these, just the ones upstairs here, manning the flak guns until they're overrun. Very brave, doing their duty right to the end. And then coming around here, Storm Talon has turned up here, it's gone on 36. The Vendetta has moved across to lend fire support against these predators as well. Melee continues there with the assault squad, and then the Terminators moving through the ruins here, heading off in this direction. So still some resistance here with the Imperial forces. There's still a fair amount of them on the table, but they're outclassed, we feel, at the moment, having lost their leader and their beloved Titan. We'll go on to, there's no psychic phase, Librarian is dead, so on to shooting next for the Imperial forces on turn 3. Right, so shooting phase done here. The Bloodletter of Unfettered Fury has been brought down as coordinated firepower from the combat squad here, the flak gun, then this squad of Marines here, the combat squad, and the lone Marine just there, getting 2 wounds as well, roaring a load of 1s. He has been brought down. So there's a good turn up there for the Imperial forces. And then just going flat out here, turning here with the Rhino. A load of the Noise Marines brought down. That's fire from the land speeder. A Lame Russ battle cannon shot coming through as well. And then supporting fire from Guard squads, combat squad just there. Then the Hellhound destroyed. That was the twin-linked assault cannon spinning round and hitting it from the rear. So taking out that target. Not too bad here, really. Imperial forces still putting up some stiff resistance. The Vendetta here firing down, immobilising hull point there on that Chaos Predator. Okay, Cyclone Missile Launcher Storm Bolters firing through here, killing a couple of the Noise Marines, but they are holding their position. No damage here on the Baneblade. So that's shooting phase done. Can't complain, really. Not too bad there from the Imperial forces. Going to go on to assaults next. There's an ongoing combat here, and just look around to see if there's any other charges. We'll see. No, pretty much. Okay, so we'll get this combat resolved. Right, so combat resolved here. The Assault Marines slaughtering the Renegade Guard, wiping them out, and then pulling back 5 inches. That marks the end of the 3rd turn for the Imperial forces. Doing the best that they can. Not too bad. Giving a pretty good account of themselves. Probably one of the better turns, I think, for the Imperial forces. But it may be too little, too late here. The situation still looks pretty dire. But having said that, some threats removed, so we'll have to see. Going to go on to the 4th turn now for the Forces of Chaos and Renegade Guard. Turn 4 coming up next for them. Right, so movement phase here for the Forces of Chaos on turn 4. Baneblade moving across, trying to block line of sight of these Russes here. Then the Land Raider moving ahead. 6 inches moved into difficult terrain here with the Chaos Space Marines. Have actually gone up a level, getting ready to go after the asset there. There's 4 points up for grabs. And then Lucius the Eternal moving out towards the Assault Marines. Looks like he's going to go after them. Then landing here with Bellicor. He's come down. And then moving across, precariously across the top level here with the Renegade Knight. Bikers going after the Land Speeder. The Terminators on the move with Abaddon in this direction. Then the Chaos Lord has gone separate here. He's going after the flak gun and the Marine. Then Huron Blackheart moving across. He's going after the objective just there. And there is, remember, an Imperial Fist Space Marine. Can't even see him, but he's just tucked in there on his own, holding on to that objective. Staying put here, there is a 3-point objective being held. Punisher pushing up to continue to provide fire support. Both these Predators are immobilised now for the Chaos. And that is about it. Rhino here, moving up. Chaos Rhino moving up just there. Going upstairs here with the Noise Marines. I think they're going after the Terminators just there. And that is about it. So that's movement done. On to Psychic phase next to the Forces of Chaos on turn 4. Right, so Psychic Phase done here. Terrify cast on the guard unit just there, and then Psychic Shriek, rolling up a 12 in total. Their leadership, and combined with Terrify, leadership 7. So wiping out 5 of those. Then their morale failed, and they've run 7 inches. That's down 2 levels and along an inch just there. So the asset now is free to pick up here, just being guarded by one Imperial character. So should be able to charge there. It was an assault vehicle, actually. These guys came out of the Land Raider, so they will actually be able to charge in the assault phase. It's 4 points up for grabs just there. Then invisibility cast here. We tried to block it and failed, so the units become invisible as well. So that's good use of psychic powers there from the Forces of Chaos. That is the psychic phase done. So we're going to go on to shooting phase for them next on turn 4. Right, so shooting here, the bikers firing through. They have destroyed the land speeder, tried to jink, but they have destroyed it. And then the Punisher firing up here. No damage done, but we did jink there with the Storm Talon. Predators firing up at the Vendetta. No damage on that. And Matt didn't jink with that one. Yeah, then the Predators way off there in the distance. They're nice long-range weaponry coming through. Number of Marines brought down. Actually need to do a morale check for them. Just roll that up. Leadership 8. Oh, 8 we get, just about. Then here, Rhino destroyed. That was from the advancing Terminators. Rhino destroyed here and here. That was this squad firing through. Took that one out. Then this one, Avenger Gatling Cannon firing through. That was from the Renegade Knight. It's done a good job, this one, hosing down different targets in this game. He's taken out Rhino there. Pinned with this combat squad. This squad's not pinned just there. But even the Rhino transport's beginning to be destroyed now. And the Space Marines having to fight on foot. Then just looking around, Baneblade here. And fire also from the Noise Marines finished off the Terminators that are over there. There's none of them left. They are all gone. Right, no damage from the las cannon here, firing against Liam Russ. And then Demolisher cannon firing through here. The Dreadnought has been destroyed. The mobilised Dreadnought's gone. That is shooting, we think, all done. So pretty good response there from the Forces of Chaos. They've done well. And just a remnant really now of Imperial forces here. This flank's definitely lost. So's this one. And the middle is in a real mess as well. On to assaults next for the Forces of Chaos Renegade Guard on turn 4. Right, so a few assaults taking place here. The Imperial Knight has charged the Marines just on top. And then this Chaos Lord charging in against the lone Marine there. Took a hit from Overwatch, but a save passed. But actually, las cannon firing through did get a hit on Overwatch and caused a hull point there as a glancing hit. James Imperial failing a invuln save there. So that is the charges done. We'll get these resolved. Right, so combat's resolved. It was quite swift. The Renegade Knight here destroying this Imperial Fist unit and consolidating 2 inches, and then the Imperial Fist manning this gun bravely, clinging on, but died, and then consolidation move there with the Chaos Lord Terminator. That is it. Just looking around for Imperial Fists here, there is one left. You can see him, he's just tucked in there on the objective, on his own, the last battle brother on this left-hand flank. What a scene of carnage here. The Chaos forces have swarmed in and have butchered everything in their path. They're unstoppable in this game. Some resistance still here in the middle. The right-hand side being held by 2 Lehman Russes, and that's about it. A scene of devastation along here as well. Turn 4 is finished for the Forces of Chaos. We're going to go on to the 4th turn now for what's left of this Imperial army. Alright, so movement here on turn 4 of the Imperial forces. The Russ is pushing through, trying to get around in front of the Baneblade. Then across here, just having to hold with the assets on his own now, just being guarded by that Imperial captain. Falling back here with these snipers, the ones that are left over from the veteran squad. Holding here, sort of rallying a last-ditch attempt at trying to survive here in the middle. The Hunter moving across and pivoting. Holding here with this combat squad. Pinned with this one. These 2 Marines shifting across to shoot at Lucius the Eternal. The lone Assault Marines jumped out and across to take on the Guard squad over there in the ruin. Holding here with these Marines, they're going to stay at their post. Immobilised there with a Predator. And then just holding ground here also with the Rhino just there. And God, there's not much left here. The lone Marine will stay at his post as well, holding the objective. And then the Storm Talon's gone off the table. The Vendetta's gone into hover mode, pivoting round. It's going to let off a salvo at the rear of the Renegade Knight. It'd be great to see that thing brought down if he can. So on to shooting phase next for the Imperial forces on turn 4. Alright, so Matt's going to fire here at the Vendetta. Yeah. Oh, that's a fine display of shooting. Strength 9. 12. 2 penetrating hits.
2 4-ups.
Right, okay. So, yes, you can choose to put the shield at whatever angle you want here. So that's such flexibility of this thing. One's gone through, though. Gets a 4, becomes a 5. It's just a hull point. So 2 hull points remain on this thing. Very hard to kill. Okay, so the rest of the shooting here, we saw the Vendetta firing across, causing a hull point. No more damage on the Renegade Knight there from any other units on the table. The combat squad firing here, rapid fire, but no damage on the bikes. Firing here with these 2 Marines, no damage on Lucius the Eternal. Assault Marine, crack grenade there, killed one of the guardsmen just in the ruin. Then the Russes here firing through, they picked off a few of the Noise Marines in the ruin just over there. And looking around, we fired the Las cannon, tried to get a penetrating hit, but the shot didn't go through. Then tried to fire the Hunter across here at Bellecourt. The missile has missed, so it's tracking him just there. So that's pretty much it, pinned with this combat squad. Right, so just missed a shot here. Melter gun can fire up at the Knight. The shield's facing the wrong way. 3 is a hit. Strength 8, you're going to need something like a 5 or a 6. 4 is a 12, so no. Yeah, not quite enough. Just half an inch short from the hatch there to get that full melter ability, so no damage done just there. The rest of the units, models inside can't damage the Renegade Knight. So that shooting phase finished pretty insignificant this turn. Just the last bits of shooting here from these broken and shattered Space Marines here. I was going to say guardsmen as well, but there's none really on the table except these 3 snipers running away. That is it. We'll go on to assaults now. Just looking around to see if there are any assaults.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. 1 assault Marine will charge into the guard squad just over there. We'll get that resolved. Alright, so no combat there. We've just resolved Overwatch. 5 saves James had to make and fouled a load of them. So that last of the last assault Marine's long gone. So just a summary of the whole battle here. It's been depressing for the Space Marines. They've been oppressed here by their hated chaos foe. It's been quite humiliating, really. A slaughter has taken place. But we're going to go on to the 5th turn now. We're going to get a turn 5 in here. I've been playing for a long time today. It's been enjoyable. But we're going to try and squeeze in a 5th turn. So another chance for the forces of chaos to try and continue to push on ahead and to turn this victory perhaps into a rout. We'll have to see. We'll go on to the 5th turn now for the forces of chaos. Right, so moving with the forces of chaos on turn 5. Baneblade moving here and spinning around. So he's right along the Imperial back line here, ready to lend some fire support. Rhino closing in onto the objective, actually, to pick up the 2 points. Land Raider moving in against the Lehman Russes. Then here, getting ready to charge in against the asset just inside the bunker. Bellecourt getting in position to charge either this combat squad here or the one that's pinned just around there. Lucius the Eternal closing in, getting ready to charge. And then the Renegade Knight coming down here, 12 inches, getting ready to fire from behind here, surrounding the last of the Ultramarines here in the centre. Bikers moving in, getting ready to charge and fire their melter weapons. Terminators with Abaddon moving through the gap just here as well. And then this Terminator Lord moving in to take out the last. He's been discovered. He's found the last Imperial Fist Marine just there. Moving out here with Huron Blackheart. Looks like he's going after the Vendetta. Punisher moving up as well. And that is about it. So potentially could virtually go for a wipeout here. Incredible stuff. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Chaos Forces here on turn 5. Alright, so invisibility cast here wasn't blocked, so this squad's become invisible. Alright, so Psychic Shriek here was blocked here with a successful roll of a 6, just needed 1 6 and we got that, so Psychic Shriek didn't go off, that was from Bellecourt. So that's Psychic Phase done. We'll go on to shooting next for the Forces of Chaos on turn 5. All right, so shooting here, the Bane Blade firing here, the main battle cannon and auto cannon, las cannons, destroying this. Lehman Russ, and then destroying the other one in an explosion as well. So that's those two main battle tanks gone for the Imperial forces. The snipers here running away, no damage on them. They had to do a couple of cover saves, heavy bolter fire coming through, but they are okay. They'll continue to run unless they rally. Across here, the Marines that were here are all gone. That was the Avenger Gatling cannon shots coming through from the Imperial Knight, catching them out. The Rhino here destroyed. That was melter fire from the bikers. The immobilized land speeder destroyed. That was firepower coming through from the Predators in the distance over there. Punisher also fired at that, passing a number of cover saves. Didn't destroy it, but in the end the Predators did destroy that target there. So hardly anything left on the table for the Imperial forces here. I think one of the most impressive displays I've seen in a game of Apocalypse so far. Just look around to see if there's any other shooting. I think that's pretty much it. So assaults, there's a few left. Be'lakor here is ready to charge. Imperial Knight is available to charge. He did fire down with the stubber, heavy stubber, and has got hits on here, so he can charge the Hunter. So we will go at the Terminators as well, looking to try and charge the immobilized Predator just there. We're going to assaults now, see what units can make contact. Right, so assaults going ahead here. Lucius the Eternal's burst into the compound here and has attacked the two Marines just there. The asset's been attacked here, being guarded by the captain there with a sword. I don't think he stands too much of a chance against all of those Chaos Space Marines. All they have to do is kill that captain and the asset falls into their hand. The Primaris Psyker will be captured by the forces of Chaos. Then if he's captured away and led away, then he can further orchestrate the turning to Renegade of James's regiment, so it's going to deepen the heresy here. Oh dear. Be'lakor charging in here, no damage from Overwatch. The lone Marine here has been charged by the Terminator Lord there. And then bikers couldn't charge this combat squad. They were going to do a multi-charge, but their target's actually been completely destroyed, so they've had to sit there. And charging in here, Imperial Knight's going to go into there, a couple of inches required from him. He's in as well, so we have an assault just there. We'll move that model in. And then over here, Huron Blackheart has made it into contact with the Valkyrie that's gone into hover mode. That is it. Loads of assaults actually, a mopping up action at the end, which is typical Chaos. They smash their foe and then leave none alive. We'll go into assaults now on turn 5. Alright, so combat's resolved. It's been a grisly sight to behold here. Lucius the Eternal killing the two Space Marines there. Be'lakor slaughtering the 4 Marines that were just there. And then the Hunter here goes up in engulfed in smoke and destroyed by the Renegade Chaos Knight. And then the Lone Marine here brought down and killed mercilessly there. Then James consolidating onto the objective. 2 hull points and snapfire only on the Vendetta. And then over here the asset captured, the captain killed, and the Primaris Psyker seized by the Chaos Space Marines. It's one success after another in this game for the forces of Chaos. They have done exceptionally well. I think one of the most resounding defeats of any army in any Apocalypse game that we've done. One of the greatest victories that we've seen in any of the Apocalypse games so far. So very impressive stuff here. It was a furious attack from the forces of Chaos and some incredible results from them. So very well done to them. We're going to end the game here. There's no point in the Imperial forces carrying on. There's 3 snipers running away over here. There's an immobilized Predator and then 5 regular Marines just there. And then just one Vendetta there that's virtually destroyed. It's got 1 hull point left. So we're going to finish there. Excellent game. It's good that we've come to a nice result here in this game of Apocalypse. We'll calculate victory points here to get an exact score. Right, so just look around for points on the table for the Imperial forces, and it's a bit of a struggle actually. 1 point here for destroying the Knight Lancer, and that's about it. And then points for the forces of Chaos. They destroyed the Titan, a point for that. They killed the Warlord. Remember that Captain Cato Sicarius was killed there. And then points for objectives. They captured the asset. That takes them to 6 points. 7, 8 for this objective. 9, 10, 11 held by the Baneblade. 12, 13 held by Lucius the Eternal. And then 14, 15, 16, 17 held here by the Imperial Knight. And then here 18 points for that 1.1 there. And then 19, 20, 21 points there. So 21 points to 1. A crushing victory here. This will send shockwaves through the Imperium after they hear about this defeat here. Captain Cato Sicarius has been slain. The Titan has been lost. And James has his head in his hands here. We've witnessed a slaughter take place. The forces of chaos have rushed onto the battlefield, have surged ahead, have murdered all in their path, and have virtually wiped out a combined Imperial army here. So, Imperial Fists wiped out, I think. Gone, yes. The Imperial detachment wiped out, apart from 3 snipers just here, and just a handful of Ultramarines left as well. So, a slaughter here. It's been a very enjoyable game to play. It was up close and personal. That was the kind of game we were hoping for, but didn't expect the slaughter that we saw in this game. It's very enjoyable indeed. Thanks to all of those that have taken part. So Matt Reeves, Tristan Whitehead for coming down, James Imperial from Siege Studios as well, and then James here, my brother, for playing loyal, for his loyalty to the Emperor. So he's loyal to the Emperor here, but it's cost him a terrible defeat. So he's come onto the losing side, and then I tried my best to help with the Imperial Fists, but it was all in vain. Even the Eldar are weeping over what they've seen here today. It's a glorious victory for the forces of chaos and a humiliating defeat for the forces of the Imperium. Will they ever recover? Perhaps James, in his despair, will once again turn back to the taint of chaos. He says he won't, but who knows what will happen. He says no. I say put him on trial. No. And then we will determine the truth. Right, so the asset here is in the hands of chaos. They'll take him away, and he will be able to orchestrate the continued rebellion of this Imperial Guard regiment. It's a great game. Excellent fun to play. Hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. So, units of the game here. Knight Lancer was the instant reply from the forces of chaos. Have to agree. Excellent from him. The Renegade Knight here did very well indeed as well. Stayed alive well. Moved around the table. Blasting all in its path. Did kill Cato Sicarius as well. So honourable mention for him for sure. I know units of the game for the Imperial Fists. A bit disappointing from them. Land Speeders actually didn't do too bad. Ultramarines, not really anything from them. Dreadnoughts actually, yes, on guard duty. Not too bad, yeah. Bringing down the Knight Lancer. So maybe... Well, mention Imperial Guard as well. Russ is not too bad. Vendetta, good display from that. Good firepower and durability from that. The plasma gun team here as well was there. I mentioned to them. I think we'll give it to the Dreadnoughts. I think they did get revenge there against the Knight Lancer. So that's units of the game for both sides.